it. My understanding is that unspent shell was discovered during that second search after the scene had been re-secured.
Really?
And it was found under the dirt.
Hi folks, Core TV had a segment on yesterday for the 7-year anniversary of the Delphi case. They were showing their widely inaccurate sketches again, and overall a pretty hypocritical show, because at the end of it they were talking about how the girls' families have asked the public to keep yesterday about them, and they were saying that's why they want to do the show, that's why I wanted you on, Barbara. But the whole show was about Richard Allen, and the whole show was showing sketches of them at the crime scene, so I'm not sure how they did that, to be honest. Like, Core TV get away with murder, literally, allegedly. It seems to me like a lot of people on YouTube who know what they're up to and know some of the shenanigans that they've pulled in this case are afraid to call them out, are afraid to talk about it, because it might impact them getting a call for a panel or a future show. Like, they had a big part to play in the leaks that came out from the crime scene, and nobody is talking about it. But anyway, back to this segment. We did get some new news on this one also. So again, so much for keeping it about the girls, but Barbara McDonald revealed that the bullet was found a few days after the girls were found. So the crime scene was sealed off, or was secure, there was someone there watching it. Then everything was done, they wrapped up, they went away, the bullet was found, and they came back and secured it again, which is a total disaster. We don't even know who found the bullet. Could have been anyone. We were all kind of suspicious of the date because it was mentioned in the Franks motion. The defence referenced a photograph of the bullet and said, please take note of the date on the back. This was a note to Judge Francis Gull, who never even read it. And like, the date on the back was one of the exhibits which we don't have access to, so the people that actually did read this document can't tell what date they were referencing. And I did ask around about this, and I was told of two separate people who I thought had some solid information that the bullet was actually found the day the girls were found, and that they seen proof of this, and I naively believed them, I suppose. But I did also think that it was a bit cheeky by the defence saying, look at the date, knowing that people who actually read the document, everyone but the judge, can't see the date. So I was like, those cheeky feckers set a trap, and I walked straight into it thinking there was a discrepancy between the dates. That's what I believed up until yesterday evening anyway. I thought it was a little trap for all of us to question the date the bullet was found. Like, I don't get why they didn't just say the date. Instead of saying, look at the date on the back of the photograph, just tell me the date. Like, the date of the bullet is nothing compared to what you did say in that Franks motion. But through that line of thinking, I basically convinced myself that the bullet was more than likely found within 24 hours of Abby and Libby being found. However, that doesn't seem to be the case. Like, don't sleep on how important this is. Like, here's a clip from Core TV, and I'll talk about it then.
14th of February, 7 years ago tomorrow now, they did secure that crime scene for about 3 days, and they searched it, and then they cleared it for about a day and a half, and then they re-secured it. My understanding is that unspent shell was discovered during that second search after the scene had been re-secured.
Really?
And it was found under the dirt. It wasn't just laying out in the open. It had been somewhat buried, whether intentionally or through time and the elements, we don't know. But that is the bullet that they're saying was ejected or cycled through his pistol that they discovered during the search warrant.
Barbara, thank you for that.
I'm far from the smartest person in the room, but surely this is going to be thrown out. This cannot come into trial. The crime scene went from unsecure to secure, and unless there was a camera up on the tree recording this 24/7, the public had access to it, it just can't come in. How can we be confident 100% that this was not put there after the crime scene was unsecured? We can't. Unless there's a camera recording the crime scene, we can't. I was never one to have big confidence in the bullet anyway if it did come in. But no, this cannot come in. Like, am I missing something? Because it just seems so obvious that this cannot come into trial. Is it just a case that they have to collect the bullet and process it and they can use it for warrants, but they know themselves that there's going to be a motion before, there's going to be a hearing on this before the trial starts, and this is going to get chucked out? The jury won't even hear about this. Surely not. It's all so frustrating. Like, I was talking about mistakes cops made in this case a long time ago, and look at the amount of new mistakes that we've found out about since. Like, I've lost track. I've completely lost track. I wish I kept an Excel sheet for all them, but I didn't think I'd need one because I couldn't possibly imagine in the brutal murder of 2 kids that there would be this much mistakes. It's shocking. It's so frustrating. Have we ever seen a case before where every indication that we've got has been this is going to end up in a mistrial? And if that happens, the prosecution, the ISP, like, don't be blaming anyone. Don't be blaming Richard Allen's defence. Don't be blaming the public. It's all your fault. I don't blame anyone for thinking that there is something dodgy going on in this case. And, like, the state police are driving this. They're driving it, not the defence. It looks like a duck. It swims like a duck. It quacks like a duck. But we're supposed to believe it's not a duck. This is not good, secure evidence. And in my opinion, I can't see it coming into trial. Francis Goldo probably will have a different opinion on that. But surely not. I don't see anyone talking about this last night or this morning really, but I imagine it's going to become big news in the next few days. Barbara has been wrong before. However, like, I don't think she'd run with this last night if she had any doubts about it, really. And let's say, for argument's sake, Franny Gull lets it in. Look at the doubt around it now. It plays right into the defence's hands and right into any conspiracy that they're trying to spin. It's so ridiculous. I can't see how this is going to be left in to a jury. I can't see how this is going to be left into trial. If anyone comes across any good videos in the next day or two of attorneys or judges talking about this, could you send a link my way? Because maybe I'm just confused, but it seems insane to me that evidence from an unsecure crime scene like this for 2 murdered kids would be admitted into trial. Let me know what you think. Good luck. God bless. I hope everyone has a nice day.